And hello, one and all. We are live, and welcome to my review for Monday Night Raw. This is going to be my review for the March 14th edition of Raw. And as you all know, Raw took place last night in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, my hometown. And of course, got tickets for it. Was in section 109. Had a really good time with my friends. Glad I had the chance to go. It was a packed house at Consol Energy Center. The crowd was what it was. With Pittsburgh crowds, they're not usually the best. Usually pretty flat to say the least compared to Chicago, a New York, a Boston, Philly, etc. So the crowd was disappointing as it usually is in Pittsburgh. But overall, I had a good time at this show. I thought it was a good show, at least from being there live. And I will let you know my grade of Raw when we get to the end of my review. But I would like to show you what I was able to pick up there. They had the special edition Brock Lesnar t-shirts, Suplex City, black and gold for Pittsburgh. So you see right there, nice shirt. So something cool souvenir to pick up and whatnot. So with that out of the way, let's take a look at what took place on tonight's episode of Raw. As you all know, we are only 20 days until WrestleMania 32. So this was an important episode on the road to WrestleMania. And with that, we actually surprisingly kicked things off with in-ring action. It's been a long time since I've been able to say that. I don't remember the last time Raw kicked off with a match versus a long, belated 20-minute authority promo. So this was a nice change of pace. It was Big E and Xavier Woods taking on the League of Nations members Rusev and Alberto Del Rio. Overall, I thought this was a solid tag team match. Probably not as good as the match on Roadblock, but it was a nice way to start the show. Have to say, from being there, New Day was hugely over with the crowd. New Day rocks. We were clapping, singing along, talking about Bootios, the cereal. It was New Day was very over with the crowd at Consol Energy, so that was nice to see. This match, it wasn't bad. Like I said, just a solid tag team match. There were a couple near falls in there where I thought, maybe the League of Nations might be able to pick up the win with the tag team championships. Eventually, towards the end of the match, Xavier Woods was able to roll up a distracted Rusev to pick up the victory. And after the match, sorry for zoning out there, the League of Nations completely beat the shit out of the New Day. I mean, they took out everybody. They took out Big E. They took out Kofi. They took out Xavier Woods. I was hoping for somebody to make a save on them, maybe Enzo and Big Cass. Didn't think that was going to happen, but you never know. Kurt Angle, that would have been freaking awesome in Pittsburgh, his hometown. That didn't happen. The League of Nations completely dismantled the New Day, and somebody made a good point on Twitter. If they would have booked the League of Nations this way at the start, maybe they would actually have some heat behind them, but I think it's too little too late with the League of Nations. You've just treated them like a joke for so long, and you're going to say, now you want me to take them seriously? Where was this at the beginning? So some booking inconsistencies right then and there, but I did think it was a vicious and effective beatdown, and it looks like we're going to be getting the League of Nations versus the New Day at WrestleMania. Not too thrilled about that for the tag team championships. The only way I could really get interested in that is if it's, say, a 3-on-3 tornado, 6-man tag team match. Had some type of stipulation to it. Maybe a ladder match, just something, because it's just a straight-up match. I really don't have any desire to see that, especially at WrestleMania of all places. So it was a good opening match and an effective beatdown, I thought. And then after that, we have Dean Ambrose hit the ring, and he cuts his pretty damn good promo. Once again, Dean very over with the crowd tonight in Pittsburgh. As expected, Dean Ambrose is fucking awesome. It's great seeing him there. He talked about Roadblock, and he said tonight, I wish I was here holding that WWE title. And Ambrose pretty much said, at the end of the day, Triple H learned what happens if you don't respect him or show him the proper respect. And as Ambrose is saying that, Brock Lesnar's music hits. I go freaking nuts. I'm like, holy shit, here comes the Beast and Paul Heyman. Wonder what's going to happen here. Heyman says, you're walking and breathing. He is a walking and breathing order of protection for the beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar. And, he's the one that is stopping Lesnar from going after Ambrose. And then Ambrose kind of says, why don't you take the leash off the dogs? Let them come after me. I want a piece of Brock Lesnar tonight. And, Heyman's like, no, you're going to wait till WrestleMania. And Heyman walks off, and then Lesnar's just standing there, and Ambrose is goading him into the ring. He's like, come on, Brock. You want to go? Let's go right here, right now on Monday Night Raw. And, Lesnar is stalking the ring. Ambrose has, I believe, a crowbar with him. And Lesnar tries to get in the ring. Dean swings at him. Lesnar ducks, runs for cover. So it was a really intense, good promo by Heyman. I love the intensity from Ambrose. Can't wait to see these two do battle in a no-holds-barred match. It's going to be freaking awesome at WrestleMania. Then we had a match against Ryback versus Sin Cara. Crowd didn't really care for this match. I didn't really care for this match. Ryback picked up Sin Cara and hit him with the shell shock for the win. So your winner is Ryback. And afterwards, Ryback says, I want to face Kalisto for the U.S. title. Not really too high on that match. I'd rather see a multi-man ladder match with the U.S. title. I think that would really allow Kalisto to shine much better. And I would do Zayn versus Owens in a one-on-one match. After this, Stephanie McMahon hit the ring, and she says, welcome to Monday Night Raw. She introduces her husband, and then Triple H cuts this. I thought it was a really good, effective promo. You're talking about authority and how you were all pathetic losers, and how, if you're married to your wife, she wants to leave you. The kids don't want to see you, pretty much, touting off how, he kicked Dean Ambrose's ass. And he said that people hope that Roman Reigns will be the one to finally defeat the authority. That got a course of boos, so we'll get to Reigns' reaction later on in the show. But surprisingly, Dolph Ziggler's music hit, and I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. Let's see where they go with this. Because as you all know, Ziggler was the one with the assist of Sting, helped end the authority temporarily at Survivor Series 2014. So there was definitely history there, and especially with what Stephanie said the week before, putting Ziggler in that 3-on-1 handicap match. It was interesting to see Ziggler come out here. And Stephanie said, who the hell are you? You're a failure. I will fire you if you freaking mouth off to us. And Ziggler cuts this really good promo. He says, no matter what they say, the authority, he will never quit. He will never walk out on these fans, turn their backs. And he just had enough. He couldn't take listening to them run their mouths, Stephanie and Triple H being the arrogant power couple that they are. And, Stephanie and Triple H, Stephanie's about to fire him, but Triple H says, no. That's not best for business. And then Stephanie smacks Ziggler right across the face and calls him a loser again. And, and this was surprising. They book Ziggler to face Triple H on Raw. And I'm like, holy shit, that's going to be a really good match. And it turned out to be a really good match. I enjoyed that match. We'll get into that later. And Stephanie says if Ziggler wins, he can have any match he wants at WrestleMania. But of course, you're not allowed to put yourself in the title match because, why would, it's not like Dolph Ziggler deserves a title shot. He's been busting his ass week after week. But I was excited when they announced this. I'm like, all right, it's cool seeing Triple H wrestle on Raw. I don't remember. Probably the last time I saw Triple H wrestle live was WrestleMania 29 against Brock Lesnar. So it's been almost 3 years since I've seen Triple H wrestle in the ring. After this, we had Kevin Owens make his way to ringside to be on commentary for the next match, which was Sami Zayn versus The Miz. It was great seeing Sami Zayn. So surreal seeing him on Monday Night Raw in person. I'm glad he's finally made it to the main roster where he belongs, and hopefully he will thrive and flourish there. This match against The Miz, it was okay. It was an all right match. Sami was able to, Miz got in a good amount of offense in the beginning. However, Sami was able to make his comeback. Towards the end of the match, Owens got up from the commentary desk, and he tries to get in Sami's face. Miz attacks Owens from behind, and then Miz and Zayn, get in the ring. but Owens causes the distraction to The Miz, and that allows Sami to hit the haluva kick on The Miz to get the 3 count. So then Owens and Zayn have a little back and forth stare down. I'm still hoping that this will lead to a one-on-one. I don't want a multi-man match. I want one-on-one Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. Let me know down in the comments section. How do you feel about Kalisto versus Ryback? Not really sold on that match. And do you think that the multi-man match should be for the U.S. title and Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens should be one-on-one at WrestleMania like I think it should be? Let me know down below. I'm interested to see what you guys think. And then backstage, we have Renee Young talking with the League of Nations, saying Sheamus challenges New Day to a match at WrestleMania. So like I said, looks like that will be the match that we will be getting for the Tag Team Championships. After this, we have a quick match. It was Brie Bella and Alicia Fox taking on Naomi, and Tamina. And Lana is at ringside, and once again, Lana gets up on the apron towards the end of this match and distracts and taunts Brie. And this allows Naomi and Tamina to hit a modified slam DDT for the win. And Alicia Fox gets in Lana's face at the outside of the ring. And Tamina hits her and Naomi hit her with this sick-looking double super kick. So it looks like we're going to be getting some kind of, I believe, Team Lana or maybe Team Bad versus Team Bella. Brie, Alicia Fox, possibly Paige, Natalya versus Lana, Naomi, Tamina. I'm trying to think who else they could throw in there. So I'm interested to see, Lana and Brie. I was thinking maybe they do a one-on-one match between them, but it looks like they might be doing a team versus team match with the women. Because after this, backstage, Paige gives an interview with JoJo, and Lana interrupts and says, Paige tells Lana to pretty much talk to her when you've actually stepped in the ring and wrestled, because Paige has done that, and she is a 2-time Divas champion. And then Team Bad comes in as well, and they warn Paige, be careful what words you come out of your mouth next, because you might not like what happens as a result of it. So, like I said, hinting at a team versus team match involving the women. So interested to see where they go with that, especially with Lana, possibly making her in-ring debut at WrestleMania. That is definitely interesting. Big fan of Lana. She is super hot, especially in person, and not sure how she will do in the ring, but that remains to be seen. Then we had what I thought was a pretty good backstage promo. Charlotte was being interviewed by Renee Young. She talks about how she was the one who was, held Sasha's hair as Sasha was training in NXT and was throwing up pretty much. And, Charlotte was the one there for Sasha, and how she was there for Becky when Becky was begging her for someone to, help her out with her training. And she says at WrestleMania, she will be the one to walk out as Divas champion and will defeat both Becky and Sasha Banks. Really looking forward to that triple threat match for the women's. I'm calling it. It's the women's title. It should be. And that should be a very good match between 3 of the finest female athletes on the main roster. After this, we had the Usos versus Social Outcast members, Bo Dallas and Adam Rose. We have the Dudley Boys on commentary. Really quick match, nothing to this. Jimmy Uso goes up to the top rope, hits the splash for the victory. So nothing to that. It was announced, though, that the Usos and the Dudley Boys will be having a match at WrestleMania. It is what it is. I mean, if they would add a stipulation to it, maybe it would get me somewhat more excited for it. But as it is a tag team match, I mean, that's kind of something you could see on a B pay-per-view or, an episode of Raw. Not really, something for WrestleMania worthy. I feel the better outcome would be possibly a fatal 4-way match, with the Usos, the Dudleys, the League of Nations, and New Day. Do TLC for the tag team championships. I think that would be the much better way to go. But as it is, we're just going to get the Usos versus the Dudley Boys at WrestleMania 32. Then this was freaking awesome. Backstage, Dean Ambrose is, just in the locker room, and then who shows up but bang, bang, Cactus Jack, Mick Foley. And Foley pretty much tells Dean that he has a gift for him. And Foley gives Dean Ambrose the barbed wire bat. And he pretty much says, you're going to need something more than a crowbar in a no-holds-barred street fight against Brock Lesnar. And Dean opens it up. And what is it? Sure enough, it is the barbed wire bat. So that's hopefully we see that come into play in Ambrose's match against Lesnar. Like I said, really hyped for that match. Probably my second most hyped match that I'm looking forward to at WrestleMania 32. Then we had what I thought was a good match between Dolph Ziggler and Triple H. Dolph took a lot of punishment in this match. I mean, he got some offense in here and there, but it was mostly Triple H. I really liked, the dichotomy of this match. I like Triple H's, I like this Triple H match against Dean Ambrose, and I like this match against Dolph Ziggler. It was a slower pace. I liked how Triple H was working over the arm of Dolph Ziggler. I liked how Ziggler was, Ziggler's a great seller as it is, probably one of the better sellers on the roster. And, when Triple H threw him into those barricades, he sold it and into the steel steps. I was really hoping that we might see Ziggler somehow pull out the victory. And when he hit that super kick on Triple H, I thought maybe he might get the 3 count there, but that wasn't it. Towards the end of the match, Triple H was able to, of course, hit the pedigree for the win. And then as Triple H is celebrating, Roman Reigns comes out, and I have to admit, the crowd, being there live, it was a lot of boos. It really was. I didn't cheer him. I didn't boo him. I was impartial to him. I want to like Roman Reigns. I see talent in the guy. I do see potential, but like I said, it's the way that they have been booking him. However, I thought this brawl between him and Triple H was pretty badass. I liked it. They went all over the ringside, back to the technicians area. Reigns took Triple H's face and smashed it off the announcer's table like Triple H did to him several weeks ago, so I thought that was effective. Like I said, they brawled into the technician area. Then, Reigns starts, Triple H start brawling through the back of the arena. They slam Triple H takes this one technician guy, I guess, and slams him into a door. Reigns does the same to Triple H. Then Reigns takes a TV monitor and smashes it across the back of Triple H. And then the Usos, Mark Henry, and Jack Swagger have to break it up and calm Roman Reigns down. But I really thought this was an effective brawl. The crowd loved it. Everybody was going, yes, 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 after it was done. So I thought, the match against Ziggler was good, and I thought this brawl was good. Then we had, Chris Jericho, who came out and he pretty much ran down AJ Styles, and, he berated the fans for cheering for AJ. And then Neville made his way out, and we had Chris Jericho versus Neville. The match was going pretty good. However, towards the end of the match, I believe Neville got hurt. Somehow he tweaked his knee. So I hope Neville's all right. Send my well wishes to him, because the trainers had to help him towards the back. And this led to Jericho, pushing the referee. He had to call an audible in the ring due to Neville getting injured. So I hope Neville's injury isn't too serious. I would hate to see another guy on the shelf. And then we had Jericho get back on the mic, and he continues to trash talk. And then AJ Styles makes his way as music hits, and he knocks Jericho out with a forearm. Was hoping to see a little bit more between these two, especially with the way that Jericho hit 3 code breakers on Styles the week before. It was just an okay response from AJ. I was hoping it would be a little bit more physical and brutal, maybe a more vicious brawl between these two. Hopefully we get that on Raw next week, but it was okay. Like I said, the match with Neville had to be cut short, and Jericho got the disqualification in that match due to pushing the referee. And then finally, we have Vince McMahon make his way to the ring. Pretty much addresses how he wants people to imagine, what it would be like to have Shane in charge. He's pretty much building it up, like saying, oh, look how great it would be if Shane McMahon was in charge of things. He says, but that's not going to happen. And McMahon says, I'm going to bring out my instrument of destruction, The Undertaker. Undertaker gets in the ring. Like I said, surreal seeing Undertaker's entrance live. If you never had the chance to do it, see it. He truly is the Phenom. He is incredible. I've had the honor of seeing the Undertaker wrestle CM Punk at WrestleMania 29. Amazing match. Just the atmosphere of that alone, his entrance alone, seeing it live is incredible. I've seen the Undertaker wrestle Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. That was another incredible match. So anytime I get a chance to see the Undertaker, it was awe-inspiring. Then Undertaker gets in the ring, and McMahon tells Taker, "You never put your hands on me again." And then Undertaker takes the mic from Vince, and he gets closer to Vince, and then Shane's music hit, and Shane got a great reaction from the crowd. First time ever seen Shane McMahon live. Again, just surreal to see Vince, Shane, and Undertaker in the ring at the same time. Shane gets in the ring, and then he says, you, Vince, you're not what's best for business. And Shane says that he's going to go into WrestleMania. He's going to fight, with everything that he's got, with all his, body, soul, and his heart. He said he's going to put it all on the line for his children and for all of us fans out there. And Shane tells the Undertaker that pretty much you're acting as a puppet for Vince. He's the maestro pulling the strings on you, Undertaker. And Taker, takes the mic from Vince and says, "No one controls me." And Shane says that pretty much, Taker, you are Vince's bitch. And that threw Undertaker into a fit of rage. Undertaker hits the choke slam on Shane. Well, actually, before he does that, he tries to hit the choke slam. Shane reverses it, starts to get some lefts and right punches in there, but Taker is able to eventually hit the choke slam on Shane McMahon. And, because Vince pushed Shane into the Undertaker to set up that choke slam. Then it looks like Taker might go after Vince, but Vince scuttles out of the ring. And we have Undertaker and Vince staring at each other to end the show. So that was Monday Night Raw. Like I said, I enjoyed being there live. I thought this was a good show, good live experience to be there. And my overall grade for this show, I'm going to give it a B. I thought it was a good show. A good build toward WrestleMania. Like I said, probably giving it a higher rating due to being there live. Let me know what it was like watching from the TV end of the perspective. Want to know your thoughts and opinions on tonight's episode of Raw. With that, that's my review for last night's edition of Raw from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So thank you all for watching. I appreciate that. Please click that like and subscribe button for more video content. I will be posting hopefully a video sometime tomorrow highlighting my, being at Monday Night Raw last night. So stay tuned for that. Lucha Underground review coming up hopefully Thursday, along with my NXT review. And there will be more content coming to this channel in the weeks to come. So once again, thank you all for watching. Have a great day. And with that, I am out. Peace.